What is going on, everyone? Today I'm going to be reviewing the Kershaw 50th anniversary tilt that I just got in yesterday. It was released earlier this week, and I am very excited. This knife has been blowing my mind. I brought the box out here just to show you because it does include a cool certificate. The packaging is pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I haven't used the QR code yet, so I don't know what that is all about. But I'll check that out later. But for the time being, let's just go through the specs real quick. First of all, the overall finish, it's a beautiful bead blast, and it does have sort of an added benefit that I don't know if anyone else has figured out yet. I'll get back to that in a second. The blade length is 3.65 inches. It is a CPM crew wear blade steel. The knife is made in the USA, which is always nice to see. The handle length is 5.75 for a total length of 9.45 inches. You got a titanium build with these strips of carbon fiber, which is very cool. The milling on the titanium alongside the carbon fiber, especially in the light, looks pretty incredible. It feels so comfortable with this huge finger choil up here, and you get a sense of how big this blade actually is. You could even grip it all the way back here and it feels incredibly comfortable still. Like I said, this design has been sort of blowing my mind. The lines on it, just the overall shape and length, it's a beast. And I love the way the back looks as well. The way everything comes together. It's a kind of a crazy construction with only two outer body screws, one being the pivot, smaller being on the back end here. Almost looks like an integral. In any case, so the blade thickness is 0.15. Overall weight is 5.7 ounces. And it has just been a ton of fun to use. So what I mentioned before, I said there was sort of a hidden benefit to it being bead blasted. You know how sometimes you figure out that there's a knife that's an unintentional front flipper? This is an unintentional spidey flick, and I got to be careful because I don't want it to hit anything. But the bead blast provides a texture where you can fling this thing out with real speed. It feels incredible. And I apologize. I don't think I can find a way to get this thing. Yeah, that's pretty much all the way in screen. All right. But you can feel, or hopefully you can sense with the pop, how strong you can get a solid release on that when you deploy it. But let me close this and just give you an up-close look of everything because it is so beautifully designed. They did a really good job on the finish on this. Extremely photogenic, I've already realized. I will say one thing. So my goal or my intent for this video was also to have some voiceover after I took it apart. But here's the problem that I found, and it was definitely a bit disappointing. So I took the pivot out, took the back screw out, and once this carbon fiber comes off, there's two screws back here that go all the way through that'll release both scales. And one of them immediately stripped. The second one almost did. And I was using a Weeha bit, so it's not like it was some cheap bit that I was using. That was really disappointing. I'm going to contact them on that, see what they can do. I'm sure they'll be willing to help out. But in the meantime, just getting back to this, it is incredibly smooth, which is also why you're able to get that spidey flick with the texture of the bead blast. It is really smooth. It really is buttery smooth. The blade is super sharp, straight edge blade or a plain blade, edge geometry rather. But it is incredibly sharp right out of the box. I've just had a lot of fun with this so far. It's only been a day. But you can see the handle coming out the back. That's how big this thing is. Like I said, 9.45 inches. All around, just an incredible knife. And if you guys are like me, I would say last year at Blade Show in 2023 was the first time I realized what people were talking about, how Kershaw was really producing higher quality knives. If you get your hand on any of these knives, you will soon realize that it's no joke. This is absolutely worth the money. It's a high quality design, great construction, and I've added some testing videos as well, so let's go take a look at that, and I'll be back in a second.
What you know about living on the top? Penthouse suites, looking down on the ops. Took her for a test drive, left them on the lot. Time is money, so I spend it on a watch. Hold on. Yeah, Yeah, cause girls is players too. What you know about living on the top? Penthouse suites, looking down on the ops. Took her for a test drive, left them on the lot. Time is money, so I spend it on a watch. Hold on, little bitty showing through the white tee. You can see the thong busting on my tight jeans. Okay, rocks on my fingers like he wanna wife me. Got another shorty, she ain't nothing like me. Yeah.
And we are back. So as I'm sure you guys can tell, it's a very sharp edge. I've been doing quite a bit of testing over the last 24 hours, trying to really test this thing out. So no matter whether or not I'm putting it against a piece of chestnut, paper, cardboard, rope, it's done its job. It's definitely got a sharp edge to it. If you guys are trying to make a decision on whether or not you want to buy one, I would suggest going through with it for the simple fact that, look at this thing. We all, as knife collectors in the EDC community, will buy things because there's little changes here, blade shape, handle shape, whatever the case may be. This is completely different than anything else you're going to buy, and the quality is absolutely there. So if you have the money and you're considering buying it, I would definitely suggest going forward and making the purchase, if there are any left. I don't know if it had sold out or not. I know it was limited, but I'm telling you, Kershaw has done a great job with this one. Again, it's the Kershaw 50th anniversary tilt, and it is definitely a crazy design and one worth the money.